or because snacking is the devil. No. Snacking, and why the habitual practice of doing so each and every day will ultimately worsen your life. Snacking is fairly normal and commonplace in Western culture, especially in the great US of A. You know, you're a little bit hungry, a little craving arises, you smell some good food, you see some good food, you're like, let me go for that snacks. And no one bats an eye. I mean, they're just like, let me get some too. You think you're doing no wrong, correct? Little are you aware of the, the sinister effects that come from habitually snacking. Notice I state habitually snacking when it's each and every day, when it is part of your day-to-day life. But snacking is not heroin. It is not a one-hit wonder. It is not like, oh, I do it one time, it's over, I'm done, I am dead, boom, it got me. It's not heroin. You can, snack every so often. But when it is part of your day-to-day life, it is regular life for you to just snack whenever, it will lead to definite adverse negative effects. Let me define snacking for you just in the terms of this video. I would say anything that is eaten in between, regular full meals. Time of the day does not matter, and generally snack items which are proven to be sweet beverages, desserts, salty snacks, and sweet snacks and candy. So those type of things, as well as frequent eating. Frequent meals is not the same thing as, meal snack. Any snack items eaten alongside meals does not count as a snack. That counts as going along with a meal. So that is the terms and the definition for this video. For the negative adverse effects, I'm going to separate them in tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 being the more scientifically based issues that will arise, the ones you can see and grasp more so, and tier 3 being more psychological and ways of being, a little bit more woo-woo, I suppose. So the tier 1 negative adverse effects of habitual snacking would be higher overall intake and glycemic variability. Higher overall intake, of course, leading to eventual weight gain and possible obesity. Glycemic variability is, of course, the constant spiking of your insulin, which can lead to chronic hunger, as well as insulin resistance and diabetes, and of course a weak satiety effect, because if you're constantly eating minimal amounts and the type of foods that snacking tends to spike your insulin, as well as not have a very high satiety factor. The tier 2 negative adverse effects of habitually snacking would be snacking dependence and general drop in overall nutrition. Snacking dependence relating to the fact that once you are in the habit of regularly snacking, your body will need to, just to maintain energy homeostasis, aka just to maintain your energy levels. Because if you're always finding yourself snacking, you habitually always snack, let's say 11 a.m., it is proven to show that the reason you desire a snack, that you do it so frequently, is that your body gets accustomed to snacking at that time, so the body drops glucose, insulin, and therefore you desire that snack. It is kind of in the body now if you do it too often, and of course this weakens self-control because it makes it more difficult. Now you put yourself in a place where you need to snack in order to feel quote-unquote normal. Now pushing away will be a little bit more difficult, so yeah, watch out for that. And the drop in overall nutrition, that just comes with the fact that snacking items, statistically and popularly wise, tend to be sweetened beverages and desserts, the others being candy, salty snacks, and sweets. So if you are most often snacking, most likely your overall nutrition will drop. The tier 3 negative effects that come from snacking would be night eating syndrome and nocturnal snacking, as well as, that was one by the way, the second one being the numbing of food appreciation. Night eating syndrome is basically just snacking at night habitually. I failed to mention that a very important factor of night eating syndrome would be eating most of your food intake in the evening. And in this case, it was over half. So over 50% of your meal intake in the evening. Yeah. Back to the show. and nocturnal snacking being you wake up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., in order to get a snack, and your body just does so naturally. And of course, this is proven to cause psychological distress, food anxiety, body image issues, and possible, eating disorders. Numbing of food appreciation. I mean, if you are constantly spiking your insulin, constantly eating, your appreciation for a proper meal will go down. It will go down, especially if you are bombarding your body and your taste buds with the popular snacking items, which would be, those that are spiked in flavor, spiked in sugar, spiked in salt, spiked in additives. They pique your taste buds. They're like, ooh, type thing. So that will desensitize your palate, and you will no longer be able to enjoy, the simple taste of a carrot or an almond or minimally seasoned steak. So if you're constantly eating snack items or constantly eating in general, your overall appreciation for, eating and food and a nice simplistic meal, a good meal, will go down. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. For those that just like getting the gist of the video, you know what I'm saying, like you just want to get the idea and what's bad for you, then towards over, you can go away. Not go away, but move on with your day. But of course, I just wanted to prove that I am not just speaking out my rectum, that there are studies that prove these type of negative adverse effects. So the studies following now. So the first study was a biobehavioral, study on snacking. They were basically time blinded and given a decent sized snack at different times. I will cite it here and down below. But it was come to show that the snack was like 1,000 calories. But yeah, it came to show that no matter what, those that snacked and those that did not snack, it did not delay a dinner request. So they ate lunch, a predetermined lunch, they ate a predetermined dinner. Some of them snacked, others didn't. And since they were time blinded, they were supposed to request dinner when they were hungry for dinner. It was shown that those that snacked and those that did not snack, requested dinner at the same time. So it did not delay a dinner request. Therefore, you got hungry basically at the same time as if you were to not snack anyways. And it was shown to, both, they were able to freely eat however much they'd like. The amounts that they ate did not change. So the fact that you ate beforehand, fairly large snack, it didn't change the fact of how big your dinner was going to be. But it was shown that a more protein and fat dense snack, which it makes sense, that's what tends to fill you up, protein, did delay the dinner request slightly, but they still didn't end up eating any less. It did delay it by like 40 minutes or something like that. But yeah, the second study was on French gautier eaters. I'll cite it here down below, side of that, which is basically just a snack, a midday snack before dinner. Around 30% of their population eats this gautier. I don't know how to pronounce it, but goûter. It's pronounced goûter. There you go. Thanks for watching. Now back to the show. So they did a study on frequent gautier eaters and people that did not participate in gautier, so snacking midday. Their general eating times would be, lunch 12 to 1 and dinner 7 to 8. Gautier eaters ate an additional meal snack at 4 to 5 p.m. regularly. Study was supposed to see they offered food to both of them at 4 to 5, regular gautier eaters and the non-gautier eaters. And of course, the gautier eaters ate more during this. They were able to freely eat. So the gautier eaters ended up eating more, and the non-gautier eaters, ate minimally compared. So, and at the end of the day, that ended at a higher overall intake. And of course, this is a study that showed that they had a sharp drop, their words, in glucose and insulin. Therefore, they were highly craving for the food that they generally eat. General preconditioned gautier eaters, the glucose insulin dropped. So yeah, they basically desired the food just to maintain their energy levels. The non-GOAT eaters did not experience that feeling and desire, dropping glucose and insulin. If you're in France and if you're a GOAT eater, unless you're trying to gain weight or some family tradition to eat a GOAT, I'd probably push away from it. This next study was done on the snacking trends of children from 1989 to 2006, basically seeing that over time snacking has become more prevalent, so children are moving on to three plus snacks a day. It has risen a total of 1.1 snacks from 1989 to now, and it shows that they are now snacking. Their overall intake of food that they are eating, 1/3 of it comes from snacks. Statistically 27%. And this is that correlation causation type thing where it's their overall intake goes up and it coincides with obesity. So it doesn't mean it's causing obesity in itself, but it coincides, it correlates. Doesn't cause directly, but it correlates. You can't deny that fact. And of course the drop of 3 principal meals, children having 3 square meals a day, generally a bit healthier than snacks, because snack items, once again, it comes into play that they tend to go for them sweets, the salty stuff, and the candies, and what's it called, the sweetened beverages. The conclusion of the study was basically that children's eating is becoming dysregulated as they are snacking more frequently, therefore intaking more overall calories, eating more desserts, as well as for the fact that they are now snacking a little bit more than they were in 1989. It's just the average of 168 calories per day, but that adds up over time. So yes, the snacking trends of children is not a good thing. Snacking tends to once again not lead to some not very so pretty things such as obesity, and it was shown to correlate in this study right here. This next study is the one that was done on night eating syndrome and nocturnal snacking. In the study, they they got 3 different groups. One of them being a weight loss group seeking bariatric surgery, being surgical procedures that aid in weight loss, generally limiting and restricting the amount of food that can go into your stomach before it's full and at capacity. Therefore, you get fuller faster and helps with weight loss. But of course, this is not the right way to go about it. The right way to go about it is a lifestyle change. Bop. Now back to the show. In surgery, a weight loss group not seeking surgery, and the general community. At the end of the day, it was shown to positively correlate with those in the weight loss group that were seeking bariatric surgery are the ones that had more prominent issues with night eating syndrome and nocturnal snacking and everything that came along with it, the negative effects of both of those things. In order to qualify for night eating syndrome, you had to say quote unquote yes for 3 different things, and those 3 things were: you ate over 50% of your overall intake past 7 p.m., you had trouble sleeping 3 or more nights a week, and you had no appetite for breakfast. At the end of the day, it was shown that night eating syndrome had a strong correlation, once again correlation not causation, with obesity. Not everyone that was into night eating syndrome, so just snacking at night or eating a majority of their food at night, did not experience nocturnal snacking, which was waking up in the middle of the night in order to snack. It was shown that the group that did do that were highly elevated in psychological distress and were highly more likely to develop eating disorders and body image issues and anxiety over food. So night eating syndrome has a definite correlation once again with binge eating, which that has very high correlation and links to depression, weight shape concern, dietary disinhibition, so you are unable to say no to temptations, higher hunger levels during the day, and a lower mental health quality of life. So generally you are more psychologically distressed if you had night eating syndrome and developed BE because of it, binge eating disorder. But of course, this is all this goes down the line. This is one of the reasons this was one of the tier 3 issues. Just because you snack doesn't mean you're going to develop this, but it is an effect that can come from eating in the evening, snacking in the evening and snacking in the middle of the night. So habitually snacking, regular snacking has definite negative adverse effects. Now don't go in a little depressive episode or, you know, temper tantrum saying those bullets said I can't snack ever, it's the devil. No, it is just the daily action of snacking, the habitual action of snacking, the fact that you are doing each and every day. Whether, like, no matter what, if you are snacking, it is anchoring down your well-being. Whether it's on the low side of the spectrum or on the high side of the spectrum, you will be better for letting go of snacking. It might just be very minimally, or it might be cause you much distress. But being able to let go of snacking and, you know, just focusing on meals will, you know, your well-being and health will thank you. I realized I was telling you guys why, you know, habitually snacking is bad without actually offering a solution. Therefore, here are 5 quick tips for you to rid the habit of snacking. So, first off, no true answers. These aren't sexy, you know, these aren't shiny, but realize the true answers that help you for life and long term and longevity, life term, are never the sexy ones. They're never the cool ones. So, 5 quick tips. Now, focusing on proper meal intake, and by that I mean, you know, have set times where you will generally be eating your meals, whether it be, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just a lunch and a dinner, and of course a nice, well balanced, a good amount of protein, good amount of fat, good amount of veggies, maybe some fruit in there, but, you know, nice quality meals. Focusing on meal intake. Second one being focus on proper hydration, because of course, you know, staying hydrated helps you regulate your hunger, the hormones that regulate your hunger as well, and regulates your overall energy levels. And yeah, so the proper hydration not only helps with hunger, but of course it helps with many other aspects of your life, and that will assist you in, you know, not wanting to go for that quick flame craving. Number 3 is staying focused, productive, and busy. Because of course, if you are busy, productive, and focused, you know, you are doing something, your mind is entertained, or is very interacted into what you are doing. You know, it's very stimulated. There you go. It's not bored. It's not going to be like, be seeking for anything other than what you are doing when you are, you know, doing something you really enjoy. Because if you're bored, there are many people's issues that they eat out of pure boredom, or, you know, they have nothing else going on, so they, you know, they just reach for food and eat food for the fact that it kind of stimulates your body, you know, hits a little bit of dopamine, so on and so forth. So stay productive, focused, and busy into whatever you are doing, and you will less likely want to eat for the fun of it. But of course, don't be busy for the sake of being busy. That could be a whole video of its own. Because busyness, for the sake of busyness, there will always be more to do. You can always do much more. You can always do anything else. But yeah, busy for the sake of business is a bad thing. Some people use that to run away from themselves and their thoughts and, you know, their problems. So don't be that guy or woman. Number 5, of course. Number 4. My bad. Oh yeah, number 4. Throw the snacks away, because of course, if you have them around, you are going to eat them. If you have your snacks around, if they are readily available and you can go get them, you're going to most likely eat them. So therefore, don't buy them, don't have them around, throw them away. This can be used for other aspects as well. If you don't want to do something, if you don't want to keep doing something, if you don't want to, you know, see yourself, dang, here again, type thing, don't have it around. Add some resistance as to where it will be more difficult to go down that negative path, which in this case would be snacking. So yeah, just throw the snacks away, don't have it around, and you will be much less likely to do it. Number 5, of course, around here we're about longevity, life term action, and that would come from, so when you do snack, stay in control. As long as you are in control when you know, are eating something, and you consciously tell yourself, all right, I'm gonna have X amount and then I'm good. Once I'm satisfied, I am good. So staying really in tune with your satiation, mental states, and physical states, that helps you stay in control. Because what gets you and what gets a lot of people to be stuck in the same place and never move forward would be, fuck it, I'm gonna just go all out today and re-begin tomorrow, or re-begin Monday, re-begin, you know, when my birthday's coming around, re-begin before summer, hardy hard. Yeah, it's a little funny, but at the end of the day, that mind state, that mental state, and that always pushing forward, always pushing for something else is to begin, you know, to begin anew, you know, to finally be happy, to finally get healthy, to finally be fulfilled, to finally whatever. Waiting for a time to start, waiting for a time to push away, waiting for a time to get better never comes. So yeah, when you do snack, stay in control. Be like, all right, once I'm good, I'm good, and if I choose to indulge a little bit, it is my decision. But what gets you is the fuck it mentality, as well as the kind of just going all out. So the all or in mentality gets a lot of people as well. Like, if I'm not 100% on, then I'm off. Nope. That gets you. So don't fall into that neither. So these are the 5 quick tips to rid yourself of snacking. Meal intake, hydration, focus, busyness, productive, and of course throwing them away, and stay in control when you do snack. Such as anything, don't blindly believe what I say, don't blindly believe what I show. Try it, experience it. Thank you. So, snacking, what's your favorite snack? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Catch you guys next time. And, you know, okay. So the first study was